Backstage at the Acoustic Festival, I'm standing here with none other than Gordon Giltrap. Hello.
Hello, and in the background you can just hear Joan Armatrading doing her thing. Bless.
We've just heard a set from you and it was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much. So I've had a terrific day. The weather's been wonderful, met some lovely people. The audience are a gift. That's all an artist ever wants, is a chance to have an audience like this. And you know what? I don't think an artist deserves to do a bad gig when you've got an audience like I had tonight. They just draw the best out in you. You know, it's just wonderful.
Yeah, they were very good.
It really makes it all worthwhile. It really does.
Okay, most people at home probably remember you for the theme from Holiday.
That's true, they will do. Yeah, that was it did a lot of good for me. Heartsong, that was like 1977, 78. Got used by the BBC for about 10 years, and I think they associate that tune with Holidays and hopefully with me. You know. Yeah,
but guitarists as well, and obviously other people that really appreciate the acoustic guitar will know you from a lot of other albums that you've done, a lot of other work that you've done.
Yeah,
and used a special machine today, which I've heard before, but never quite the same.
Yeah, it's a thing called a loop station. It's basically a digital recording machine. It's all it is. I say all it is. It's quite amazing because it's the size of a chocolate box, but it allows you to record whole sections of music into it, then play it back, and then add stuff to it. It's like you would in a recording studio. I think what makes my take on that piece of kit different to anybody else's is I'm more foolhardy than anybody else. I do much longer sections, you know, and there's more room for error. That's why every night that I do it is like the first night, you know. It's just nerve-wracking, really. But when it's good, it's sublime. Tonight it was sublime. I know it was. I felt it. I felt the spirit move me and the audience. Yeah.
And you told us actually during the set that you bought a guitar for, what was it, £5?
I did. That's very true. That little guitar, I bought it from a car boot sale for £5. It's a 3/4 size beaten up old Spanish thing, and I just messed around with it, and it kind of, the sound of it grew organically. I tried different strings on it. I thought, this sounds good. I thought, maybe I'll try this, then I'll try that. Then I had this mad cap idea of putting a screw in at the 10th fret and hooking the string up there so it was like an octave above, and it created this amazing sound. And that in turn inspired me to write certain pieces of music. Then the effect, you know, everything kind of it all kind of comes together, you know. And my wife, a lovely wife Hillary's just joined us. So it all kind of grew from there, really.
Yeah. It was a beautiful sound that you got out.
Thank you. And also the guitar I was using, I didn't tell the audience this because it would have sounded like a guitar sale, but that guitar I was using is my very first ever electric signature guitar. It's a Gordon Giltrap guitar, made by a company called Fret King. It's a Fret King black label guitar. It's a fabulous sounding thing. It's only my 3rd gig with it. So it's sounding good, isn't it?
So we're blessed.
Yeah, well, I'm blessed that it's still working okay, you know. So, you know, so it's a good way to get it used.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time you've played the Acoustic Festival, is it?
No, it's the second time. I did it three years ago, and I had equally as good a time. I was then, I think, in the other slightly larger tent, and a lot of people said, "Oh, I'm surprised you went on the big stage." And the reason for that is there's an act who are on now need more time for sound checking. I mean, I don't need that amount of time, but it didn't matter. It was just the atmosphere out there was just great. It didn't matter it was on the big stage. It was kind of more intimate, wasn't it, don't you think?
Yeah, I love it. I love that sort of setting.
You know, it made the whole thing that much more lovely.
Okay. And what's next for you now? What gigs are you doing?
Funny enough, I'm doing a gig on Sunday. It's a memorial concert for the late great Jim Marshall. You know Marshall Amplifiers? So Jim was a friend of mine, sadly passed away a few weeks back, and I've been asked to play at that event. And then on Monday we're going out to London. We've been invited to the Queen's garden party, would you believe?
Oh, how
cool is that? So going to the garden party, then a few days off, then I've got to get together with Oliver Wakeman because we're doing this prog rock album together. I'm going back to my prog rock roots and teamed up with Oliver, who is just an astonishing musician. He's the equal of his father. I mean, I shouldn't say that because I've made an album with his dad, and his dad's a dear friend, but I think his dad was here to hear that. He should be proud because Oliver is astonishing.
Yeah.
And Oliver was in Yes for 3 years, so you know.
It's got to be good to be.
You've got to be good in, you know. You've got his no slouch, and he would still be in Yes if there wasn't for kind of political wranglings. But we won't go there.
Okay.
We won't go there. But that's what I'm up to at the moment. Busy.
Yep.
Not enough hours in the day. I'm working on a studio album as well with a friend of mine, which is just a kind of a fun experimental album. So that may see the light of day. All I need to do is keep healthy.
Are you on the internet? People can look at you on the internet.
Yes, they can. I've got loads of footage on YouTube. I've got a lovely website which has got a link to my YouTube channel. My website is www.giltrap.co.uk, and we have a forum there. People can go on, and we have discussions on there. They can chat about my music, other people's music, the equipment I use, the equipment they use. It's a real kind of community there. It's lovely. I'm also on Twitter as well recently. That's Oliver's fault. So you've got to get on Twitter. So when I'm around, I do the odd bit of tweeting, which is nice. I should be tweeting about this festival, that's for sure. Good. When I get back.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Gordon Giltrap, thank you very much for talking to me.
My pleasure. It's nice to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure, Gordon.